Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Tuesday the 25th of October 2022. Every afternoon we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, it's budget night and Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers will stand before Parliament at 7:30pm and read out his speech on where money will be spent and how taxes will be levied, as well as his prognosis for the economy. There'll be spending in aged care and healthcare, more for the National Disability Insurance Scheme, more for the interest bill on government debt. There'll be a stack of money for affordable housing and a bunch of election promises will be costed. The budget will say the local economy will slow sharply next financial year and inflation will rise more before it falls. Of course, we'll have all those details tomorrow morning on Fear and Greed. Story number 2, the S&P ASX 200 held on to the big gains of yesterday, finishing up 0.3% today to 6,799 points. That's the best close in about 3 weeks. The real estate investment trusts and telcos led the way today, while the energy and materials sectors lost ground. The banks were good. Macquarie Group rose more than 2%, while Commonwealth Bank and National Australia Bank both finished 1% higher. Telstra was up 1.6%. Industrial property giant Goodman Group jumped 1.7%, and gaming machine maker Aristocrat Leisure was nearly 2% higher. Fortescue Metals was the worst of the large caps, down 3%, while BHP, Rio Tinto, South32 and Newcrest Mining all fell more than 1%. Best on the day was lithium producers Sayona Mining, up 11%. The worst performer was plumbing parts group Reliance Worldwide. It slumped 13% after warning of rising input costs and a hit from the strong US dollar. And it's not in the top 200, but it is worth a mention. Lithium explorer C29 Metals jumped 65% today on news it has signed an option agreement to acquire 2 lithium brine exploration licenses in South America. Story number 3, Greens Senator Lydia Thorpe, who was dating a bikie leader while part of the Joint Committee on Law Enforcement looking into bikie gangs, today told Senate she wouldn't resign. Senator Thorpe said she briefly dated the bikie, Dean Martin, and any information she received in Parliament was treated with confidence. She did concede that she should have disclosed the relationship to Greens leader Adam Bandt and finished by saying she wasn't going anywhere. Senator Thorpe has been referred to the Senate Privileges Committee. Story number 4, Ampol's share price tumbled more than 11% today after warning of weakening business conditions. Chief Executive Matt Halliday said he expected further volatility in the market, and he highlighted the recently announced increase in Chinese export quotas. The refiner and retailer still expects a bumper profit this financial year, with pre-tax earnings for the 9 months to September coming in at $1 billion. It's about double a year earlier. Ampol's Lytton oil refinery plant is one of only 2 left in Australia, along with Viva Energy's Geelong plant. And story number 5, Treasurer Jim Chalmers has congratulated Rishi Sunak on winning the contest to become the UK's new Prime Minister. Dr Chalmers said Sunak's win, after previously losing to Liz Truss for the Prime Ministership, showed his commitment and persistence. He also called him a friend of Australia and noted that it was not insignificant that the UK has elected its first non-white Prime Minister. Mr Sunak got the job after the other 2 contenders, former Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Penny Mordaunt, dropped out. He's the 3rd British Prime Minister in 3 months and the youngest PM in modern times. He's also very rich, with his family wealth put at around £700 million. What's that, about 1.3 billion Aussie? Not bad. That's it for the afternoon report for Tuesday, the 25th of October, 2022. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. The top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.